What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of JDM for All. Welcome back, JDM fam. Thank you guys for watching. Today's video is an update on my lifted CRVs, bigger upgraded tires, pretty cheap budget tires. It was a budget upgrade for my CRV. They're not super expensive, and we're going to talk more about them, but this is an update about these tires. There's things that I like about them, there's things that I don't like about them. We're going to cover all of that in this video, so before we start the video, do not forget to subscribe and hit the like button, guys. It helps me out a lot. Alright guys, so just to start the video, first we're going to talk about what these tires are. These are mud tires. They're mud terrain tires. They are actually called Road 1 Calvaries. So you can see right here, it says Road 1. If you guys are looking into purchasing these, that's what they're called. These are 235/75 15s. So they are an upgrade compared to the stock size on the CRV. And I have to say, they look awesome on the CRV with the lift. I mean, you still have a lot of space to fill in, but they're pretty close on the front right here. I mean, it's not going to travel too much right there, so I mean, they look really good. I've owned these tires for coming up to 3 years, so I didn't even realize until I looked it up for this video. I've almost owned these tires with them mounted on the CRV for about 3 years, and so far, I mean, they've done their job. They have lasted. They seem pretty reliable. Never had any problems with them other than being noisy, which I'll get into in a minute. But otherwise, I mean, they look great. They were super cheap. I bought these, like I said, just about 3 years ago on eBay. They were just over $400 with taxes. Before taxes, they were just under $400. So they're pretty cheap. So they look aggressive. They look really good, obviously. They have they're mud tires. They have tread on the side of the tires. They look really aggressive. They look great on the CRV as well. And yeah, they really have done their job. So those are basically the positives about the tires that I wanted to talk about. So after going over some of the positives, we have to talk about some negatives. And there's a few negatives. Depending on where you live, you might want to purchase these tires, and depending on what you need them for. Now, I have talked to someone else who had these tires. I was actually getting emissions done. I talked to a guy that actually came up to me, was talking to me about them, and he told me they are so noisy that he wanted to just spin out and get the treads worn down so they were quieter. Don't know if that's going to make them quieter, but that's just something that happened that I thought was pretty funny. So it's not just me that thinks these tires are obnoxiously noisy. So after 3 years, I can safely say that I pretty much know the ins and outs of these tires. I know some negatives and positives. So one of them is that you have to rotate these tires somewhat often. If you don't, these tires will wear. These tires need to be rotated pretty often. Basically, every time you get an oil change, you probably want to rotate them, and it's because they will wear pretty quick. These are rotational, so you can only switch the same side, so you can only rotate the same side tires. You can't flip them to the other side. I actually ended up skipping a rotation once, and the rear tires are much more worn than the front tires. So as you can see right here, these are the fronts. I mean, they look pretty good. They still have a decent amount of tread on them. I am going to use them probably until I can't anymore, until I feel like they're not safe anymore. But here's the rears. And the treads they're super low. They're like, it's just about time to replace these tires. They have definitely seen better days, and I mean, it's to be expected. I don't know how many miles I've done on these tires, but I do know that the rears, after skipping that rotation, really are not looking very good, and I probably won't put these back on the front again just because of how they're looking. They're on their way out. So another thing that I wanted to mention, which is probably the biggest negative about these tires, is how noisy they are. These tires are extremely noisy on pavement, and it does somewhat get better as they get worn down, but they still do somewhat vibrate the vehicle. at certain speeds and stuff. Like you'll hear like little rattles and vibrations in the dash because these tires are so aggressive. They do actually do well off-roading, going through mud and sand and all of that. With sand, they do dig a lot. And if you don't have a lot of power, you can get stuck very easily because you'll basically just slow down. But otherwise, if you live like where there's a lot of dirt roads and you don't drive on pavement often, these tires are probably perfect for you. They probably won't be too noisy, but if you drive on pavement a lot or you don't go off-roading, you definitely want to probably avoid some mud tires. Definitely avoid these tires. I do regret buying these tires. They are super noisy, like I mentioned. So again, here are the rear tires. Pretty worn out. Let's go check out the front tires right now. And the front tires do look better, but I mean, it's been 3 years. These tires have definitely had a lot of miles put on them. I do drive the CR-V every day. This is my daily driver, and I've basically been driving on these tires every single day for 3 years. So, I mean, they're not going to look brand new anymore. They have, like I said before, they have been reliable. And this is basically what the front tires look like. There's still a decent amount of tread. If I rotated the back tires and I didn't forget to on that oil change, then I probably would have the rears looking a little bit better. So that is about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for making it this far. Let me know if you guys have these tires and what you guys are running on your CR-Vs. And I'll see you guys on the next video. So while we're here in the CR-V, we might as well install this wide angle mirror. Now, I've had this for a while and I thought I might as well install it on video with you guys. So I'm going to pull it out of the package, show you guys what it looks like. All right, so here it is, and it is tinted blue to actually kind of dim headlights and brights. All you have to do is basically just pull those up. So let's install it. All right, and it's installed, looks great, and I just wanted to install this on video. I thought it would be fun. Also, I wanted to tell you guys why this broke. I was taking it off at the drive-in, actually ended up just making a bunch of weird noises, and out of nowhere, I just heard like a crack, and I thought it was the windshield, a rock hitting the windshield or whatever. Ended up that this was, the old one was actually, had a huge crack through it, and it just snapped. I don't know how. So these are awesome mirrors if you just want something really cheap. I think this is like $9 or $8 or something. Super cheap upgrade that you can do in your car, and it helps with visibility. Check that out.